All right. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. How is everyone? Okay. Hey, all right. We got some awesome people still coming in. We're gonna wait for everyone as well, maybe a few more minutes. I'm so excited to actually do this one with you all. So hang in tight. We are surely going to be enjoying this amazing webinar for those of you, especially using Canva for work, right? So let's go ahead and just a few more minutes. We got everyone here. Hey, Abigail, Allison, Annabelle, April, Camille, Emily. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. All right. We have Kenya. We have LR, Laura. Awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You know what? There's a lot of things going on with Canva, and just having you all with me is such an experience as well. So, we have a lot of those who've registered for tonight, and I'm so excited to get this going. All right. So everything will be recorded as well. After this, you'll be receiving as well some information. But hang in tight, okay? Let's just spend the rest of the hour and making sure that you can get all of the new tips and tricks that you might not know, especially with Canva for work. I always respect everyone's time, right? Especially when we are doing this live and everyone is on different time zone, different countries. I've noticed that we have a lot of those from different countries. So that's awesome as well. So we are going to go through here. So I will be switching from my slide as well as from my presentation. So just hang on. And if you have any question, I'll do my best to actually going to answer it, right? How is it going? Hey, Jean. Yes, so feel free to just drop if you have, section there that you have because we've switched into the webinar settings of Zoom and it was like, okay, there's a lot of people who registered. So that is good, right? That is good. We love Canva. We love what they're doing with the community and empowering everyone as well. So, yes, all right. So, welcome everyone to the Canva World Tour. I'm so excited to do this. Canva is rolling up a lot of things, and I will actually be in Sydney, Australia by the end of this month. I'm so excited for that one. So, yes, so I am just so happy to be doing this with you all. So, as I mentioned, we are from different time zone, different state, different country. I've noticed a lot of people signing up. So that is very good. That means, Canva is always worldwide, right? We have multiple users from different countries and different places as well. So as you come in, feel free to get settled, grab a drink if you are in nighttime after dinner. I got my water here beside me, making sure I got everything going on and with my notes as well. So just a little bit background for you all. My name is Joanna Sherrow. I'm your Canva verified expert. I'm based here in Kentucky and in Florida. I have been in my Canva journey as a Canva verified expert when they started it as a Canva certified creative in 2018, and then it got changed to Canva verified expert. Then they have the creator program, and we're in. Those are the people who also design templates for Canva, and then the recently rolled out for the Canva community trainer. So I am an entrepreneur, I'm a speaker, a soon to be author. So my book is in the works right now with our editor. I own a website and system agency, a software company that help businesses grow through smart design, AI, and streamlined technology. I am the creator of the concept called the Growth Gap System and the Dabao framework for scaling businesses. But Canva has opened the doors for me to actually start the design agency. I don't have any design degree, no IT degree, but Canva has really opened that door for me. So if it's always just nice on how Canva really created an impact. So I am just so excited with that one. I'm born and raised in the Philippines. I'm now here, as I mentioned, in Kentucky. So yeah, so that's basically my journey. So today's agenda is that we are going to be focusing on the publishing, the brainstorming, the collaboration, the branding, and the visualization as well as let me know if you are hearing me good as well. You can just let me know in the question part. You can just drop that everything is good from your end because this is what we are going to be focusing on. So a lot of people always think that with Canva, right? With Canva, we always get, hey, it's social media or it's for businesses. We can do all of these things, but as the Canva suite has extended, right? As somebody who's working in a company or maybe doing as a certain department, whether at work, Canva has really supported us to make it more easier for us to create much more amazing designs that is more not boring. You know how it is. Remember those times when you do PowerPoint and it's like all just text or pictures you have to download somewhere or elements that you don't know that doesn't really resonate with you? Because nowadays, right, especially when you're doing presentation at work or you're doing reports or you're doing graph and charts, you want it to be a little bit more eye-catching and like data represented by visual. So that's one thing that I would love to empower you all with Canva for work. So welcome to Canva for work. That's going to be our focus for today. So before we begin, let me know where you are tuning from. So go ahead and just drop it in the question and answer. Let me know where you're tuning from. What country are you at? Let me know. I'd love to see that one. You might not be seeing everything if you're all seeing it. Awesome. We have Texas, Jean. We have Connecticut, San Antonio. Awesome. San Diego, Florida. Hey, I'll be in Florida. I'll have the Canva Community Labs in Daytona. That is going to be on November 12th. Limited seats for that one. That will be rolling out soon. We have Alabama, Colorado. Awesome. There you go. Keep dropping. Oh, we have somebody from Argentina, Valenzuela. That's amazing. Hey, Nicole. Thank you so much for tuning in from Washington, D.C., Sacramento, Panama. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This is amazing. You know what? This is why I love Canva. The community that we have is really great, right? So, if you are new to Canva, all right. If you are new to Canva, I highly recommend you as well to start with the Canva Essentials. What I mean by that is that if you're brand new, you can actually check out the Canva Design School. And you know what? What's the beauty about the Canva Design School? Let me know in the comment if you've known about Canva Design School. Have you checked that was out, this one out? Because this is a very good place that you can learn the basic and the essential and then level up the work features. Okay, because we at Canva, the Canva team, me as their Canva verified expert, we love to empower you all. And the good thing about this is that for every course that you have there as well in Canva, is that you can have a certificate. You can be a global graduate of the Canva Design School, be sharing like a superstar, right? You can celebrate your learning milestone and be a lesson legend. So you'll have badges. Who doesn't love badges? I love badges. I feel like I'm collecting badges with this one, right? So you can surely check that one out. And on the later part, I'll also show you where that is as well. So before we start off, majority of the features, right, that Canva has for Canva for work, particularly those resize, those AI features, those are with the Canva Pro. And I really do believe that having Canva Pro, I've had Canva Pro from the very beginning that I have Canva, is that it is really worth it, especially for teams. And maybe even in your company, you can ask your whoever's in charge, right? Hey, can we just have Canva for teams? I think it's a very worth investment for us to elevate more of the visual things that we use for the company, right? Like you have templates, you have premium assets, you have magic tools, and it's really going to make your work much more easier when it comes to using Canva. All right? So go ahead and grab your phone for those of you who might want to start off and really going to be want to use Canva Pro, so go ahead and do this 30 days free Canva Pro trial. Let me know if you can see as well this screen. Go ahead and do that one. You can have that for 30 days. You can then move forward with your subscription. All right. So, or you can go to canva.com/community/Canva dash verify dash expert slash Joanna dash Sherrow. And that's my gift to you for a 30-day free Canva Pro trial. I really do believe it's really worth that one. So we have from Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be there in December. Yes, I have a session for there. So that'll be fun. Okay, so we have a lot of people here. Perfect, perfect. Now, so my goal today, as I've mentioned, is that to really empower you all to work smarter and look sharper with all the features that Canva for Work has. Now, since this is more Canva for Work, I saw that some of you are from organization, from company. Let me know what department are you in our comment, and let me know whether you're in the sales department, marketing department. Maybe you handle all department. Maybe in your finance. Maybe you are in HR. Let me know which department you are in. Awesome. Lauren is from marketing. Roxana, I hope I'm getting that right. Founder, owner. Tiffany, finance. We have marketing. Perfect. Let me know. Let me know what department you are in, right? You're a teacher, independent filmmaker, UX designer. Perfect. You have owner. Perfect. Event planner. So these are some of the things that you're actually using in your collaterals, right? For example, you are doing a pitch deck, you are doing a presentation, a document, a chart. So prior to what Canva has right now, it was just really focusing on like social media, PDF, magazine. But when Canva opened its visual suite, now they are empowering companies, and bigger companies and brands are actually using Canva for them as well. We have nonprofit, which is very important, right? You need visuals for donations, for your donors. I mean, and if you have fundraisers, you have gala. So you want to make sure that you are able to capture all of those people into your company or even your internal team members, right? Don't you agree? Like you have an announcement for maybe a Christmas get together, exchanging gift. We have that one in the Philippines, like we call it like exchanging gifts. So I think that's white elephant here, if I'm correct. So, you can post that one wide and clear, poster wide. So you want to be able to capture your internal team as well as the people outside of the company, right? So, first off, is that Canva for Work, a presentation made easy. So, our goal for this is to using presentation templates, structuring and styling, and also refining and sharing. All right. So I'm going to switch now to my other here and make sure that we are able to do that one. So if you're not familiar with Canva, you can always go to the homepage. So let's go ahead and open canva.com. All right. So when you go to the homepage, you can then click on the wide array of visual suites in your homepage. Then you can click on presentation. So one of the key things, if you are as a company, right, is to make sure that you have all of your brand assets already saved in the brand kit, which makes consistency and will make much more easier for you and everyone to align all of the designs that you're creating for your company or for your business. If you're a business owner, you want to empower maybe your assistant, your virtual assistant, or your graphic designer that you're going to be hiring to use the same branding for all of the collaterals that you are going to be using as well, right? So when you go to home, you go to presentation, just like I've come here, and then you are going to pick a ready-made templates that works with you all based on your brand. So let's just say for this whole training, we are actually doing a presentation for a resort, right? So the resort is, of course, that's under the hospitality. So if ever you like to encourage visitors to visit the resort, so you want to have maybe a pitch deck or a sales deck that you would like, all you have to do is actually type in like beach and then beach resort, and it will give you multiple things that you can somehow gravitate to it and see whether you can that resonates with you. So as you can see here, we have here are the presentation, and you will see that within a presentation there are multiple pages that can be used all throughout your presentation. So as you can see here, there are apply all 10 into your design, right? So that's as simple as, hey, copy all 10 and then it will open all of the 10 slides that you have. As you can see here, that is open and you have available. So now I have 10 slides. Now, since this is not on brand for me, right? I am going to tweak and I'm going to make this a little bit much more branded to my company, which is the beach resort that I work in, for example, right? Now, you want to make sure that you also structure your slide into really that each of the pages correlates with one page to the other, right? So when you actually go to design here and go back, you will see that there is what you call this is the templates, and this is the layouts, and this is the styles. So in my account right now, I'm going to go to brand kit. I've actually already saved this beach club that we are working with the collaterals that we are going to be doing, right? So think of me as maybe the sales manager or the marketing manager of this resort. So I'm going to go ahead and upload all of the logos that we have. So I do advise that use an SVG file. If you want, PNG file is good as well. But if you have that asset in your brand kit, go ahead and upload an SVG file. Then you can have multiple colors here. As you can see, you can have primary and you can have different multiple add color palettes if you want to. I'm just going to use this one for presentation. As you can see, maybe I'm going to do this one as secondary, and then another palette for example, this one just for accent, let's just say for accents, right? So now you have everything here into your colors. Then you're going to identify fonts. So one of the key things a lot of people ask me, Joanna, what's the difference between heading, header, all of this, like title one, title two, heading? Basically it's just how you want it as your preference, but usually, right? So you have the header for the top, you have the body, you have the secondary font. And as much as possible, I bet your company has, you either use 2 to 3 fonts, and then you have guidelines on how to do it. Even you as a business owner, you also want to make sure that you invest that time to guide your brand kit so that when you have a team member, they can just easily follow the guidelines, and it's just so easier as well. So once here, as in the brand kit, there is an ability for you to do the brand voice. So you're gonna say, like, hey, my brand voice is that I am a bespoke resort. I want it to be chic. I want it to be elegant. I want it to be timeless. I want it to be like a destination. It's the mood. So try to basically create a unique personality if you want to, and how you want to communicate with your audience, like it specifically said there. The reason why is once we go to the Canva doc, we are going to use the AI features that is available there that would really be helpful for you in your creation of your assets that we have there. Then you can do photos, you can have the graphics that you want, and then the icons. And then I will also explain later on how chart is very important when you actually start to do the sheets, the Canvas sheets, and you want to make sure that your charts are going hand in hand with what you would love to do, to use, right? To use with your everything that you have as well. So we are gonna go here and make sure that this would work. Okay. All right, I think, let me know if you now can see me here. Let me know if you can see me here. So I'm just going to move this one here as well. And we are going to be going back to our Canva slide. So let's go back to that Canva slide that we have. Let me just refresh. All right, so now we have this, right? So we've opened it. So here are some things that I would love for you all to check out is that when you go to design, as you can see, there is layouts and there is style. I'm gonna go first with style. So remember we went to the brand kit, right? So what we did is that as you can see, it's now populating all of the brand fonts that we have, the primary color, the secondary color, and the accent. Now, before, when I'm designing things, I have to click and then I have to adjust this with the brand color and change it. But now it's as simple as shifting, and you will see that it follows all of my brand colors, but it automatically changes to the color that I want, right? So as you can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and change this into our branding color. How easy that is, right? I'm gonna delete that, of course, because that's not ours. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna add our logo in the middle. So for example, that is the company that I'm in, and this is just like a presentation that we're doing, and then I'm just gonna delete that one on top. And as you can see there, now everything is set. I'm going to go back again to design and style, and then I can switch however I want it to be on the next set of pages. And if you see here on the lower part, here on my lower part, it says apply to all pages. So for example, you really want this color background, that is your brand guide, you really want to follow this to all out, you don't have to click on each of this and click on style. Then all you have to do is actually just click apply on all pages, and now it's applied on all pages. Isn't that amazing, right? So now that you have that, now that you know how to make sure that you put your brand assets in the brand kit, and you are able to use the styles in the design tab, how about creating and inserting some of the layouts, right? So let's go ahead and see if we can do simple layout. Let me see if we can do. All right. So as you can see here, it is basically giving me some blank templates already that I can insert between each of the current slides. So for example, as you can see here, I have the introduction. So structure in creating presentation is very important, right? The flow of it. We all know that one, but it's always nice to say, I kind of wanna, before I about us, I actually want to insert an agenda for this presentation. So rather than starting from scratch, as you can see here, it already followed and matched your brand, got your brand assets or your brand style. So now I'm just gonna click on add page, and now I'm just gonna go, okay, I want the agenda, and let's see if we can do this. Oops, sorry here, and just select on agenda. And if you want again to switch this, oh, I don't want that one. So, all right, now, so imagine the fast way of doing this, right? So this is what whole Canva is making it for us to work smarter, not harder when it comes to designing. So you can do all of those. You can do structure. You can do whichever you think that you would love to do. Now, here's another thing that I would love to share with you all. So what we first did was base it on a template, right? And then we use the style guide, the layouts that is available. But what if I just really want to prompt something with the use of the AI, right? In presentation. So you can go here. That's why Canva Pro is very important. You can click on Canva for AI. And I just want to say and describe, for example, design for me is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, make me a, right? So design and then click. And then it will actually let you go through some certain prompts, right? Like, for example, do you want it to be an elegant, playful, organic, modular? I just want it to be minimalist. I want it to be professional, and I actually want it to be in depth because this is really like a presentation for the company. I want it at least 15 page. I'm going to submit it right now. And as you can see, it's thinking, it's okay. Uh, Thanks for sharing more details. And now it's set. For example, pitch idea. I'm gonna say pitching sales pitch presentation. All right. So like any other, right? It will ask you a little bit more of information. And as you can see here, it is now prompting everything. So let's wait and see what the AI will do. All right. Now it says here, generate design. I don't know with you all. I remember because I usually design also for companies that when it comes to slide, and then I have all of this like Google Doc to the slide as well. It's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot, and it takes time to style, make sure like each of those slide goes with one slide and another. So it really does take a lot of time, especially when you are in a crunch time doing a presentation because your boss or your manager is about to have a meeting already, right? And you want to be ready. So, as you can see here, Canva AI is giving you some options within the parameter of minimalist, professional, and then up to 15 pages in depth. So, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. And as you can see, it is giving you just filler words to fill out as a guide for you. Now, I'm going to open and use Canva Editor. And as you can see here, now I have new amazing slide that the AI has generated for me based on what I would love to do. So that's one thing that you that is very handy as well, right? So now that we have this one, of course, a beautiful design really doesn't matter if we don't know how to present it in a way that makes it more exciting and really more handy. So the beauty about this is in Canva, you can actually save the file as a PDF, or you can also convert this one into PowerPoint if you want to, right? So all you have to do is select all, and you will see here Microsoft PowerPoint. It will convert, download, but here's a tip. Once it's converted into Microsoft PowerPoint, because most, I know some company use the Microsoft, the Outlook, the Microsoft, and all of this suite that they have, and maybe not Canva is being used, you just need to maybe adjust some elements that you have used, but everything should populate into Microsoft. Now, there might be some fonts, there might be some images. It might take a little bit of adjustment, but I have done it. It really makes it a little bit more easier as well for you to do your presentation and converting it into PowerPoint. Another thing is that you can also download this one as a PDF. And like any other thing in Canva, collaboration is very important. So you can actually share this one to your team member, whether here's things though. Do you want them to be able to edit on the file itself, right? Or do you want them to just have a template and not edit the original file? So if you want first a more collaboration and wherein they can just comment here, I'm going to go ahead and click on share, and I'm going to say, hey, anyone with a link can actually edit. Then once I click on here, there's going to be a copy link, and whoever I give it to will be able to edit the original file. Now, if I don't want that one, I just want it to be a template, maybe for marketing department and location one can use it. Maybe you are a company that has multiple location, right? So you as the main hub or main company have the original file, and then you can just give them templates. You can then use this, what we call publish as a template. And then next, it's just going to be, yep, because that is just that. You might have to edit some things here. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And you can share that one, right? So I'm going to go ahead. Yep, there we go. Template link. All right, so here is the template. You can share this, and you know that a template is shared when it looks like this. I don't know if you've actually received the email for the I'm joining template. I hope that worked. I know I had an error a while ago, but you will know that that is a shared template if you actually see this. Hey, this template is created by Joanna Sherrow and was shared with you. So start designing now. So now they can edit that template. So now that we have our amazing pitch deck for our resort, for example, this is what we want. Like I've mentioned, presentation and presenting it is one of the next step that we do so that we can really leverage what we have created. So the beauty of Canva is that you can then click on present. And currently right now, you can either do present full screen, just like expanding it as a full screen. So if I choose that, it expands, right? So that's what happened. Now, if you want to have a presenter view, meaning you have the notes, the notes that you can look into it, and then you can just, do the slide on the main screen, then you can do presenter view. It will give you a two window. One will be for you as a presenter, and one will be the one that will be showing in the public view. And here's how what happened, right? So on the lower part, you will see that there is what you call notes. So this is where you can add your notes. And once you have a presenter view, all right, so you see how it says presenter window. So it will do that. So this is my presenter window right now. The other one is on the other screen. So I can do then add notes. I can do, like, okay, yeah. So something like that, right? So that is where you have your presenter notes. And the beauty about a presenter notes is that you can then have a timer. So if you would love to have a timer, you set it just to make sure that you are on time. This is very helpful for you. Another thing is that if you would love, for example, to really just say, okay, 5 minutes, this is one timer, this is another timer, and you can then have. And the beauty about this is that you are the only one who can see this because this is your presenter view. Another thing, what I love about Canva presentation, especially when you're using this for work, is this remote control. I don't know if you have known about this. So let me just go ahead and stop this and okay, there we go. All right. This is the presenter view. So all you have to do is actually copy this one, and we are going to, let me, my phone. So if you actually if you actually scan this code here, oops, there we go. All right, I think it's a photo. Let me just make sure. So once you have this ability, it will actually open a link in Canva, and then you can use your phone while you walk around as a remote control. I mean, I love this one because you know how sometimes like when I speak on conference or I speak and teach, like where's the remote? And they don't have a remote, so this can then have it. Okay, connected to three. Did we have people? Do we have people like kind of have access to this? Go ahead and move. Whoever has a remote. I don't know if it's as far. That's a good question. I might need to figure out how far will the remote be. But that is here it is, and it will just basically look like a remote that you can move from left to right within your phone as well. So that is very handy if you don't have a remote in your company or it's missing, you can just do that one. So, all right. And now what the next thing? I think I got some awesome. Is somebody moving or slide? Okay, perfect. Yes. Let me know in the comment. Let me know who's moving or slide. Perfect. All right. So the presenter view, yes, let me make sure and do that. Let me switch if I can. Okay, make sure. All right, let me stop and do this. Someone is asking as well, but it's just basically going to be a plain one. Let me do, okay, I'm going to do here. Okay, there we go. There, here is the presenter. So the tab that says presenter window, that's the presenter window, and this is the one that is full screen for the audience. So now it just looks like this. So you see how that is? So that's a simple. So wherever it's moving, it is just gonna be the whole screen right now that you have. So you just have to make sure because when I first did this one, I said like, where's my screen? So I got tricked by it. I was like having a hard time figuring where that was. But just it's gonna be the next tab on your presenter view basically when you have the two tabs on top, so that will work as well. So the beauty as well of presentation is that you can also do present and record. So you can record just like other tools that are doing there. You can start recording. Let me go ahead and pull that one up and see whether my camera and my phone is all right, I can start recording. As you can see, it is populating right now. I can start recording. I got my mic. It's 2, 3, 1. So I can do that. And then the beauty about this is that once you're done recording, you can also share the link to the person that you would love to share the presentation with. So now you have it all in Canva and make it much more easier for you. So if I end record, it's going to be uploading. Of course, the longer your video recording is, the longer it will take for it to save. And if you want, you can also download that one. So I can download that one, or as you can see here, there's no public link for this design. You can create one. So I can do create. That is for the public design right now. And as you can see here, I can do public create. And let's see if I can open that. And here. There you go. So now,
can do that.
oops.
And then the beauty.
So now that is it, right? So you saw how I was able to present it as a presenter view, and also I can do a recording, I can share the presentation recording, and I can also do a live. So if I would love to have a live, like rather than Zoom or like other thing, I can actually do a live version of this. I can click on print. I'm gonna go presenter view. I'm going to open this one again. This is my presenter. And you see here, it says Canva Live, start a session. I can copy this and I can give this all to anyone who's watching, and then they can go and live. So let me go ahead and open this one in another tab. And let's just say, hi, Joanna. I'm just going to send a comment right now. There you go. So you see, hi. So this is Canva for Work webinar October 13th. All right. So you see how this can also. So the power of Canva letting you really do presentation in different type of formats in different way is very powerful. And that is really one of the things that I really love about presentation, right? So now we're using presentation template. We were able to structure and styling and refining and sharing. So those are the things that we have here. And you can actually do this activity later if you want. I can go ahead and scan this. It's basically some worksheet that you can use if you want to learn more, or you kind of just want to follow some instruction. This is something that you have. And if you want this later on, just remind me. But I'm going to move forward to the next slide. But this is what an activity for you that you can do later. So now, we have already talked with Canva presentation and pitch, right? Just like with confidence. So you were able to learn how to use presenter tools, enhancing delivery, and live interaction with your recording. So that is one thing that I have shown you a while ago. And again, you can scan this one if you want. This is also an activity that you can do that will be useful for you to get the hang of Canva presentation for Canva for Work. Now, so how are we doing? Are we enjoying this one? Do we have a lot of things here? Wow, game changer, awesome. Is my camera okay? I hope that's good. Love it. Learning so much. Perfect list. I'm so happy for that one. Now, staying on brand, just like I mentioned, is very important, right? Setting up your brand kit, very important. Start from there. All right. Applying brand essentials to your design. Keeping your team on brand is very important as well. And if you want this cheat sheet, go ahead and scan this. Again, you can just send me an email. If you say, hey, Joanna, I missed that one, I'll be happy to give you all of this cheat sheet and links after this training or first thing tomorrow morning. So go ahead and check that one out. That could really help you. So redesigning your reports that tell stories. In Canva work reports, as much as I would love a band paper with all the text, I'm a person that loves bullet point. I love things that are more like indent. I paragraphs for me is really hard. So like, oh, it takes a lot of time for me to absorb the thought of that report. That's why I said talk to me in bullet points. That's going to be much more better. Or of course, putting it more elements will really be helpful as well. So setting up your document, formatting and organizing, and basically refining and sharing reports are one of the things that we can do as well in Canva. So when we had Canva, right, what I'm saying is that this is for Canva docs. So when Canva had the presentation, then they gave us Canva docs. So think of it as like a document. And this is where the magic of Canva, right? Magic Write is where you can use it. So as you can see here, it's basically a whole doc. The thing about this is that if you want it to break, you need to have to request it like, hey, I need a break for the paper, like basically for the document, right? Because you can type as many as you can within a certain document. So just like here, for example, I'm gonna say I need a a marketing, let's just say, for example, a marketing report for Bridge Resort campaign for winter. Or for summer, for summer 2026, right? So for example, let's just do that one and give me marketing, maybe content, right? All right, let's see what AI will generate. So just I know you might be using ChatGPT or any other thing. So let's just see what Canva has given me. So it has given me I need a marketing content for the beach resort campaign for 2026. So it gave me unwind and unleash the summer spirit of Ocean Breeze Resort, right? And I can say, but this is for example, oops, use our brand voice for this content. All right, let's see. All right, so it was really like sanctuary. So all of these things, of course, you need to make sure because it's AI to check all the mistakes and check for accuracy as well. So now I'm just going to insert it. So as you can see here, it is now all there. So you can always change. So when I click on here, it will actually open to another tab because that is the header. So as you can see here, I can then change this. And if I want to go with my style because I am following the brand, I'm going to go ahead and change this. Maybe I'm going to change, I'm not really fond of those moving parts. Yeah, maybe kind of something like that. And then I'm going to click on save. And then now it changed through here, right? And like any other document, you can then insert, for example, a design. Do you want a sheet? Do you want a table? Do you want a checklist? Do you want a bullet point? So you are able to really highlight there and prepare your documentation. So for example, accommodation, you're going to say, luxury accommodation. I actually would love to have table. I want to have, like, for example, the room name, the description, the rate, and maybe number of beds, maybe something like that. So, for example, I would love to have, for example, name of room, oops, description, okay, number of number of beds. Okay, beds, and then price. Right? So let's just say, for example, that's what we're gonna add, right? And then of course you just add here, you're gonna add a row. So just like any other, now you're really condensing everything. You don't have to go elsewhere. You just have to have the data that is available as well. So add row, and you can fill in all of this information. And if you would love to add again, right? You would love to add another asset, you can always say, for example, design. And then maybe I would love to have, do we have anything here? Okay. Maybe I just want to insert that one. Maybe just that one, right? So now we have this one here. So now you can, and then you can do full width if you want. And then, for example, if you want to break this page, like, hey, okay, this is it, you can either put a divider if you want. So as you can see here, or you can then do a page break. So now it is. So one of the things though that you want to be mindful of if you're converting this into PDF, you might need to adjust some of the elements and the assets that you have. So this allows you to really just break things. If you want a little bit more beautiful documentation, you can always say, for example, again, you can add different elements. As you can see, you have scrollable design, you have your header, table, sheets, right? For example, sheets basically is like the Google Sheet version or Excel version within Canva. So you have checklists, you have columns if you want to. So if I want to have 3 columns here, because I would love to add some elements here, right? So now you have all of this, you can adjust it whether you want to insert that one. So these are all the things that you can do. Now, the beauty as well of Canva is that you can do a resize with each of the documents. So for example, for this document, I want to transform this one into a presentation outline. Let's just say, for example, so you see how anything that has a crown on top is a pro feature. So, for example, I'd love to say, hey, Magic Switch, and I want it to be a presentation outline. I'm going to transform this into a document and see the magic happens. So, we're going to wait for that, and it will basically convert into a presentation slide. So, now I'm going to open the doc, and oops, did that convert? Okay, let's do that one again. Nope. All right, let me make sure. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Okay, there you go. Let me go, and it's supposed to, but that's what happened, right? It always do here. Let me just make sure. Oh, it's a presentation. Ooh, all right, there we go. Let me go ahead and do it was an outline, so let me go ahead and do just a content marketing idea. But just see on the option and test it out, and you'll be able to see the possibilities of how you can convert things. While I wait for that one, I'll go back also to our presentation a while ago, which is this one. You can then resize this as well, right? If you want this one and then transform into a document. So, for example, this slide, I want it to be a summary. Then I'm gonna click on that one again. I'm going to go back to our other one here, the 10 content ideas. So now it's giving me, based on this document, right? Based on this document that I have, the N1, it gave me 10 content ideas. Yeah, create engaging travel guides, host. So these are the things that I was given through the work of Resize and AI. And then with the document, this will transform into a document that I was asking, which is the summary of things. So you see how it is helping us work smarter, not harder, and still use all of the design. So when I open this, as you can see from this presentation slide, now it is a summary of things. So it gave you the company name, the description, what is the facility, a little bit of picture, the mission and vision, the contact information, which is actually in this slide. So you were able to repurpose it and make it much more easier when it comes to the documents and also with design. Isn't that perfect, right? All right, let me see here. Is there another way to create your brand colors to wheel that doesn't work for me? Well, we can, I mean, that doesn't work for you. Okay, let me see what you are. You can always message me and I can help you out if ever, just to make sure I got you, right? So now that we have that, well, let me just go ahead and do that. So you can create your own doc if you want. You can scan this one again. And I hope you are enjoying. We are so at it, right? So data. Now, one of the things that I have is this was released in April of 2025 when I was in LA, when Canva flew us there. So organizing your data with sheets, bringing your data to life with charts, and automating your data with connectors, right? So imagine the power of what you can create with this. So when you go back again to your homepage, you will see Canva sheets. And just like any other thing, you can start with a certain design. So let's just say, for example, I'm actually doing a expense tracker. I'm going to replace that page. Perfect. And I might want this one to be in dollars currency. Okay, perfect. So as you can see here, everything is just like a sheet. And here's the thing that I love about this is that, so when you go to actions, right? So if I click on a certain cell and I want an action, I have the ability to first insert a drop down, right? Yes, no. Awesome. I'm going to do that. I have the ability to mention somebody within my team. So, for example, I want to mention Jason. Hey, Jason, what's up with this expense? For example, as well, I would love to maybe do a checkbox So all of these actions are here that you can use, and even you can link designs as well if you want from one Canva link to the other so that you are much more organized. And of course, you can then have still the magic chart, the magic, which I'm going to show magic insight to give you. This is now more of the power of the AI. So one of the things that me, if you're going to talk to me about sheets, the only thing I know is equal sign, sum, and then the cells or divide. No other complicated things, right? But what if you actually would love to have a little bit more data of information? Maybe you forgot about how, like add this following cell, divided it by 2, multiply it by 3, all of those formulas that you would love. What if we use Canva's magic formula? So let's go ahead and here, right? Magic formulas. And what you actually do is just describe what is it that you would love to actually for the AI to do. Again, always make sure to fact check all of the output, especially with numbers and especially with reports that you're doing, right? So maybe I would love to add all information and then divide them by 6 and multiply them by 7. All right, let's just see. All right. Okay, so you see it says sum divided by multiply by 7. So now I'm going to insert it and now it's giving you the formula within this cell of F. All right? So that's the output, right? Now what if as well I would love to know, okay, based on the category, the vendor, the description, the amount, I would to love to have an insight on which one is the like what is the expense that we're paying a bit, a lot of things, right? So you can go ahead and do either a magic insight. So you can just say, do you want to have the summarize the data? Do you want to spot trend? Do you want to have visual? Do you want outliners, right? I just kind of want to say, okay, I want to summarize the data. So now it will give me all of this from the cell C to F and then from the categories to the amount, right? So let's see what Canva will give us here. All right. So as you can see, summarize the data. It says, okay, the total amount spent across all records is 12,500, right? The average amount spent is 1250. 1,250, right? A single record is 45,000. And you see how it's giving us the ability to now have a summary. Okay, this is amazing. Now, what if I actually would love to use this and I could just add this one into my report below, right? So, oops, sorry, the other side. You can always add more cell there. I'm just making it so now it's generating and giving you all of this data that you have. So it's giving you a summary. So now let me go ahead and look into there. And then magic chart, it will basically, for example, if you want again, description, oops, and here, that's amount. And so magic chart is basically creating charts for you in order for you to use. So let me just expand this. And then do you want a bar, a funnel, a radar? So there are 25 types of charts that you can use within this one. And I kind of like the tree map. I don't know why, because I just like, oh, it's fancy. It's just fancy. And you see how it can also be interactive. So let me go ahead and close this one. Okay, there you go, because there's a line. So I want to do that. I want to minimize. Okay, I want to do, okay, how much is lunch out? So you see how interactive. So what if you actually share this one to your team or the finance department have, okay, this is currently have, looks like date night and beach family weekend is, within that expense. So as you can see, you can expand, you can make it interactive, you can make it more, especially with team meetings. So this is something that could really help you a lot. Now, some of you might have files on Google Sheet, Excel sheet, or any other data. You can actually do that one as well within Canva so that it can just populate those information, right? So those are the things that you can do. As you can see here, start with the data and I can connect it. For example, with here. And let me see if I have done this one already. I don't think I have connected my Google Sheet here yet. But you can connect your Google Sheet. Here you go. I said, like, where are you at? So let me just open. So it's just opening me this email. So yes, I have multiple emails. I just want to make sure, like, where did I put that Canva training sheet that I have? Yes, here. Okay, here we go. Let me just open that. Ask me permission. Yes, go ahead. Continue. And let's see what we got. So here. So I prepared this one Canva training. So now it's populating. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Like, I love this feature. Now I'm just like, so this is something that I did just for this training. Like, it's a web traffic, right? Maybe you're in the marketing department. You want to know, like, hey, what is the web traffic all about? So now I'm going to click on done. And now I have all of those information here. It gave me basically like a chart. So I could have opened that one elsewhere, but it just gave me the chart of the matrix in particular. So it has nothing to do with the data here, but I'm basically sharing to you all that I can transport the information from a Canva, from a Google Sheet to here, and then it will give me a chart. And then I can select what type of chart I want, whether a bar graph, maybe I want a pie chart, which is more fancier, a donut, or whatever it is that you find it useful to what you are creating. So just imagine this when it comes to data and visualizations that you have, right? It is very important as well that we do that one. So with Canva, there's a lot of things as well with Canva, as well that you can do in terms of the sheets, right? So data, you want charts, you want to connect the data from other sheets. That's very helpful for you. Now, one other thing that I love for Canva for work is actually brainstorming. So I always have a team huddle on Monday, and then I have a quarterly huddle with the rest of the team. So I want to have interactive, and usually we have like an activity in the very first part of the meeting, like, hey, what's going on in your life right now? Or like, what's activity? And it's just so nice to see everyone playing within the whiteboard. But I always use whiteboard for my brainstorming, even with clients as well. So you with the whiteboard feature in Canva, setting you for success for brainstorm session is one of the things that Canva would love you to have. Organizing and refining ideas, and as well as turning ideas into action. So if you actually go again to your Canva home, let me see if I can share and you can open this one. So just think of it of a whiteboard. I love this one. So 2026 is coming. Maybe let's do a business plan. Again, always start with template. Everything is there. Let's just say, for example, we are doing a business module. All right. So as you can see here, right, there are what you call sticky notes. There are lines, there are connectors as well that you can do. And these are some of the things that you can do. And then you can then share this one with your team members. So let's go ahead and see if I can, let me see if I can share this with you all here. Can I? Nope. I think I don't have any share option here right now with our webinar link, but you can actually do like share it with your team, and you will see a lot of people. There will be more bubbles here, and you will be able to see all of these things. And if I highlight, here it goes. Okay. Oops. There we go. So you can have like sticky notes if you want. So for example, this sticky notes is all over. For example, you have your team and then everyone is brainstorming. Like for example, okay, what is our value proposition? What is our value stream? What is everyone? And everyone is just dropping in their sticky notes. Here's a feature called sort. And you can sort it by color, by name, by topic. So I'm just going to go ahead and do sort, and it gets you organized. So you see how that lined up? Of course, you might have to kind of just adjust it again because it was like outside of things. So this is where you can have and brainstorming a lot of things. But one of the key things that I actually use whiteboard is for mapping. So I do a lot of mapping, like for example, in here, right? So I always love and I increase the font. Let's make that a little bit bigger. So for example, product one, right? And then connectors, product two. And then I kind of just like, okay, I want you there. And here is, I can then add in between like instruction. Like, for example, I'd love to have this. These are two semi products for this department, let's just say, right? So those are like so things that, okay, I can do connectors. I can connect as many as I want. I can do here. And I can also make it break down in this one. So, and I can adjust as what I want it to be. So it's basically my chart. So this part is really very handy for anyone who's trying to work collaboration. You can do a timer within the team. So, for example, okay, guys, let's go ahead and do a brainstorming right now for our, for example, key activities for 2026. Like, what are the tasks and activities you must do? If you're in HR, if you are a manager, you want it a little bit more interactive. And it's so funny. I had this before. I have 10 team members, and they were like bumping each other with their sticky notes, and it was just really fun to see people in engaging in this type of brainstorming. And you can put a timer there to make sure everyone is on time. You're the manager, you're managing things, so this will really be handy as well in your end. And then you can always share, just like any other thing. If you want it to be shared to everyone, you can share it. You can also see like how many has actually visited that link just to within your team. If you want that data, that could really be handy as well. So think of it, and there are a lot of things. You can have stickers. You can even also have add any elements within the whiteboard, right? So maybe you want to ask questions, you want to delegate things, and you can also do comments within a certain idea. So let's just say, for example, somebody said, simplified wedding planning process. Okay, you want to say, okay, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? And I'm gonna tag a team member. For example, I'm gonna tag Jason again. What do you mean by this? Then I'm gonna assign it, and then he will get a notification, and then he can then do the rest of the comment within the file that we are working on. So again, collaboration, interactive, and really being able to communicate real time as a team, especially when you are using Canva for work. So now as we go into that one, isn't this fine? I mean, I know like, oh, I want to browse through it. I want to make sure that I give you all of the things that has for Canva for work. And you can actually scan this one as well if you want. This is going to be the pattern of just like how the whiteboard is for this. So I can give you this one as well. So organization and collaboration, creating and saving folders, using search and start filters, and managing your team is very important. So if you think like in, for example, right, in brand kits. So you have projects, you can have folders, you can have multiple folders as you want it. And that is very handy for you to get organized. So, for example, if you want it to be like sales department, right? Sales team, and then you want to share it to all the sales team. And then you have, for example, marketing, and you want it for marketing. So now that we have marketing, we can then share it. For example, you have multiple people in your company. I just want to share it to, name your group. So I can do, well, it's already a marketing group, right? So for example, sorry, marketing group. All right. There it goes. And then you can always like, who do you want to add? I'm going to do add them part of the team. So now I'm going to share, they can edit that one, right? So now they're going to be part of that. So whatever asset I put in this folder, they have the ability to do so. Now, since one of the things as a company as well, right? When we're sharing and we're organizing, if you are a marketing manager, or you are somebody, or your company is very sensitive with how the brands are being followed, in your brand kit, you can actually do a control. So you can restrict and can set here in anything. Like they cannot change the font, they cannot change the color, they cannot change anything. So all you have to do is actually toggle this on, and then restrict your team from using brand colors only. You restrict your team from using the fonts only. That means on their editor side, nothing gets changed. Like they can just use whatever we have let them use. So it's really restricted if that's somebody or if that's something that your company actually do as well. Now, with that one too, in Canva, right? So in Canva, one of the things that you also would love to do, especially when you are a department. So we have learned about like templates, right? We have presentation, whiteboard, Google Sheet, Canva sheets, doc types, right? Brainstorming. There's a lot of things that you can do. Now, one of the things that I would love to share with you all is actually what they call the work kits. So we are going to be doing this, and here is this one here. So brand kits are basically support for companies. Like for example, if you are in the human resources department, you are in the marketing department, you're in sales, you are in business, you are like a creative, right? So here alone, Canva already made you a document type that all has to do with marketing. So like for example, marketing department, you have campaign presentation, you have campaign brief, you have timeline, you have products. So these are already sets of usual documents that a department use based on the behavior of companies who are in this department, right? So that's what you call Canva work kits. So you can get as simple as that. So I'm gonna go back. Maybe let's go back and do a small business, right? This is your toolkit, right? As you can see here, there are multiple things that you can do within this website to empower you as well. Because for me, inspiration is such a wonderful thing you have, especially when you don't have the luxury of time to actually build things from scratch. And that's one thing I love about templates. Trust me, we do designs, we do bespoke design, but still having templates for simple things makes life really easier as well, right? So you have power ups such as analytics and tracker. I was able to let you see the Canva AI, play around with it. I've made a video of an AI for our video company teaser for Rotary because I was a sponsor for that one time. I was able to do like a simple website. So that landing page that you all registered, that was from Canva. So I had to copy the code and then did that one and then just embedded it on our website because I didn't have like, like I just want to make sure that it's ready for the registration. And I want to make sure that I use Canva, right? And all of its features as well. So you can do this. Basically, this is just the link. It's canva.com/work dash kit. And that's where you're going to see all of the kits that you have for Canva. So again, if you are new to Canva, right, go ahead and check out the Canva Design School. And we're in what I taught you is also there and more, right? So now if you are loving this, this is going to be amazing as well. So yes, you can, and these are the things that you can really do as well in your business, right? So have a badge, and here is what will happen. So go ahead and access the Canva Design School. You can actually scan there are multiple courses that is there, and then once you finish everything, you are then going to have a badge. And I have my badge, it looks like this. So I finished actually, like, okay, let me finish the Canva work, right? So as you can see here, October, and then it get linked in my LinkedIn profile already. So, and all of the training, if you've enjoyed this one, you will enjoy more of what Canva has really gave you in the Canva Design School, and you can get certified. And if you actually would like in LinkedIn, just find my name, Joanna Sherrow, tag me, share with me. I'd love to cheer you on and share it with Canva as well, right? So get certified for sure, and you will surely enjoy this as well. All right. So I know we have this amazing. I do have, yeah, if you have some questions as well, you can email me. Feel free to email me, and I will surely be happy to answer and support you. And make sure you do not unsubscribe to our email because after I go to Australia, I'll be leaving on the 24th, be back around November. I will be giving some updates on the new rollouts and some new features. We already saw some amazing features. I said, I think you're all gonna want to make sure that you have that. And I'm either going to do another webinar so that I can walk you through as well with the new rollouts that they'll be doing for that October Canva World Tour, right? Okay, let me just make sure we still have everyone here. Awesome. So let me know how you find this. Tag me as well. That will be awesome. Can you please go back to the cure? Yes, yes, ma'am. All right, let me go back and share that one to you. All right. Oh, that's the Canva. Here we go. Okay, give me a moment here. And let me share again. There we go. That is the Canva sheets for work. I hope you got that. I'm gonna scroll that one again. So let me know, please. Oops. Yes. All right. Use video. Virtual is still loading. Okay, there we go. I feel like, okay, is it loading? Don't use this video. All right, there we go. I think my something just happened with my layout here. But yes, let me know as well if you find this useful. Please do make sure to tag Canva. Let them know that you really enjoyed whatever screenshot, whatever like template that you have got it. It's so amazing. And I really do hope that you've learned a lot with this session. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just love it. Like I just love doing this. Mostly I do things in person. So I have a Canva community. So if you are in Louisville, Kentucky, I'll have a Canva community live in person on November 20. And if you're in Florida, Daytona, I'm gonna have a community Canva lab on the 12. I said, like, okay, I'm planning all of these things to make sure that we have, right? Well, thank you so much. I really love it. For you all, get certified. How do you get certified? As a Canva verified expert, I think currently it's close, but if you wanted to be just certified with the Canva Design School, go and look for Canva Design School and you can get certified for all of the courses that they have. Awesome. How do we attend? So check out, I will be just follow me. I will be putting out the registration. I only have 50 seats for that because of capacity. So just be on the lookout on email. You can even email me directly that you're in Daytona because I think I had a lot of people who signed up. So I want to make sure that I don't miss you. All right. So yes. So thank you. Say how to become. There should be a registration. There should be a page as well for Canvassador. I don't know if they're open as well. That's a different community of experts for the Canvassador. I'm not part of that. But yes, they should be announcing. Just follow the information. I know Canva always, looking for amazing people to be part of those ambassador program that they have. If you're part of the Canva community, I think it should be there, right? So all right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you stay tuned. Just follow me on LinkedIn in particular, Joanna Sherrow. I'll be there giving you some information. Have a wonderful night. I'll also going to be sharing the link of this recording if you want to check that one out again. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate that one. I really appreciate that one. And I can't wait to see all of your badges in LinkedIn. Please tag me there. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.